unconventional. But I'd really love you to start standing this evening. So just rising up to your feet, taking a relatively wide stance with your feet and breathing length all the way up through the spine. Oh, I do have Twigs in here with me this evening, but honestly, she's the best vibe curator I've ever met in my life. So she is very chill and will hopefully transmit some of her absolute chillness through to you. Anyway, let's just meet ourselves where we are at, where we have landed, and just drawing that gentle line in our day, transitioning from day and shifting into night. The sun is currently descending, and that's essentially the journey that we're going to take in our practice this evening. So start in that lovely wide Tadasana. Shine your palms forwards, ground through the soles of your feet, have a little sway, have a little wiggle. Take a deep breath in through the nose, sigh through the mouth and soften the shoulders, and feel free to do that another couple of times. Just let whatever noise fall out of your body. And by sighing, by releasing, we are gently telling the nervous system that it is okay to relax. So starting with the head, just begin to tilt, sway, rock, even roll it in whatever way feels truly natural and nourishing for you. So feeling that almost massage-like movement quality within. And I really do feel that the neck is the bridge between the brain and the body. And if the neck is really tight, holding, gripping, tensing, then we can really begin to feel that transmuted from brain to body and back again. We're just easing through the head and then easing into those shoulders, letting those arms explore a little bit of movement, maybe getting the body involved. I really like to circle the ribs, but you can lift and sweep the arms back as the chest and head goes forwards. You can bend into the knees and curve as the backs of the hands touch. And just getting into that more smooth movement of the body. And obviously, with that slight bend in the knees, we're slowly letting that awareness drop all the way down through the body. And rising all the way up through to center, and just start to sway on the feet. So if it feels comfortable, roll onto the inner edge of one foot while you simultaneously roll onto the outer edge of the other foot. So you're really letting the feet sway as if you're trying to steady yourself on a rocking boat. But feeling how the floor is almost massaging the soles of your feet. And then feeling that little bit more steady on your feet, you may wish to heel toe them more to shoulder distance. I'm going to breathe those arms all the way up to the sky. And then as you exhale, open those arms and just drop your chin to your chest. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, bend the knees and let the shoulders roll forwards. Inhale here. Exhale, keep the knees in a bend and hunch through your upper back. Inhale here. Exhale, rolling down, curving through the middle of your back. Inhale here. Exhale, roll down, curve through the lower back. Inhale. Exhale, bend a little bit more, hinge from the hips. Inhale. Exhale, drop as low as you can comfortably. And come into that lovely hanging, dangling forward fold. And I love it if you could get your hands on your own head and just gently massage. Rub the back of your neck, rub the back of your head. Get a little bit of manipulation movement into your head. Gently roll it, nod it. Maybe massage your skull, the base of your hair. And then take a deep breath in. Come into the most miniature downward facing dog. Just stepping the hands and feet back. Nice deep breath in. And then lower the knees down, nice and wide, and soften the tops of your feet into the mat to sit the hips back. Gently lower onto your forearms and your palms and find a long spined balasana. So everything from your hips to the top of your head is in one nice long line, and there's space between the front of your body and the earth. Breathe into the back of your body. Keep length through the back of the neck. And then maybe widen those elbows and bring your forehead down onto your stacked palms. Two more breaths here. And then as you inhale, gently press through those palms to lift up into an elevated balasana. So we're going to sweep both knees across to the right and sit on the left hip. So just turn to the side. Then when you're ready, separate your feet. So your bottom leg comes forwards and your top leg goes backwards, basically in what I call mermaid legs. So as you sit up into that, just bring one hand into your hip. And where are we? So this is left hand into left hip, I think, something like that. And we're going to take a deep breath in, rolling that hip of your pointed back foot up and over, and then round and in. It doesn't matter which way you go. Just rolling that hip and down. One more, just like that. Roll and down. And then take a deep breath in as you come up. And you're going to walk away, taking one hand away from your feet and then circle the other one across to meet it. So both hands on the mat, twisting away from your toes. Take a deep breath in as you lift all the way up and then peek round. Basically, see if you can try and see your back toes as you peek over your shoulder. See if you can see them. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, see if you can twist a little bit further. Again, inhale. And exhale, twist a little further. And then if you want to, you can drop down onto your forearms here. Now, what I find is the higher I am, the more I feel it in my lower back. The lower I am, the more I feel this in my upper back. So try it at this height. Again, take another deep breath in, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, peek over, peek over that far shoulder as if you're trying to look towards your back toes the long way round. Again, inhale and then exhale, twist. And really feel as though you are unraveling your body from the day. When I do this pose, I really think about my spine being like a towel, being wrung out. And it's exactly like we explored last week. Really thinking about that unwind, that unravel. And then if it feels comfortable, this is where your pillow can come in handy. You can bring that in underneath you to lower onto it and cuddle it, or you can drop straight down onto the floor. But what is not made better by a cushion, I say. So feel free to drop that little bit lower. Dropping that little bit lower and relaxing down to the ground. And just feeling that gentle undulation of breath moving its way through your body. And as you inhale, press through the palms to lift all the way up. Now, the leg that is furthest away from you, the foot furthest away from you, stretch it out. And as you stretch it, roll to sit on both sit bones. Take an inhale to circle all the way up and all the way over to just breathe a little bit of length back into that side that was twisted and wrapped up. And feel that gentle bobbing sensation through your body. Maybe find a tiny little bit more length in that top arm. And then sweep round and bow over that extended leg. Really breathe into that space just to the side of your spine here. And as you inhale, walk those hands all the way in. Turn back away from the legs. Slide both feet and knees together. Come up through tabletop and then sweep straight round to the other side. So whatever side you didn't do, because I wasn't clear, go to the other side. So as you drop those knees down, take your top leg back and keep your bottom leg basically where it is. I'm going to lift all the way up. Now, whatever leg swung back, that's the hip we're focusing on. So hand into the hip. Take a deep breath in as you roll it all the way up and over, and then all the way back down. And we want to feel that roll of the hip, the glute muscles squeezing up and around, and then releasing in and down. And then inhale as you lift all the way up through the spine. Now twist away from your legs and turn, both hands extending away. Stay high for a moment, breathing that length all the way up through the spine, and then peek the long way round towards your back toes. So you don't want to twist towards the legs. That's easy, we can see the foot. Go the other way. It's a little bit more tricky. And we get that full rotation of the spine that way. So use every inhale to breathe all the way up and every exhale to twist just a tiny little bit deeper. And honestly, a millimeter goes such a long way here. It doesn't have to be this big, over-exaggerated thing. It could be the tiniest little movement that just unlocks. And again, just feeling, if you do want to go lower, remember the higher you are, the more you'll feel it in the lower back. The lower you are, the more you'll feel it in the upper back. So just gauging what you need, where you need to be. Again, twisting the long way round. Breathing into the belly, rotating through the spine. And again, you can widen the elbows, rest your head on your hands, but what's not made better by a cush? Rest onto it. Just let those legs be really heavy. The feet really relaxed, even if they move slightly as you wiggle and relax them. Almost let them wiggle into a place of deeper rest. Let that floor truly catch you, the earth itself. And then as you inhale, walking those hands in and up. Now, whatever foot is further round and behind you, bring it in, bring it out, and lengthen it. Twigs, you're going to be my leg rest. Thank you, my little love. So just lengthen that leg out to the side as much as you like, lifting all the way up and over towards that extended leg. And sweeping, breathing deeply into the side body. You can tell that this dog has done over 10 years of yoga with me. She gets it. She's like, oh, okay, I'm a knee bolster. Sure. And just breathing all the way down into the depths of that side body. And then inhaling as you rise all the way up through to center. Bring your knees and feet back together. Sweep round and back into tabletop position. And just find the slowest, smallest, smoothest variations of cat-cow that you can. Really feel into the back. But don't push, don't force, just feel. And then floating all the way back to center. Now, we're going to come round and down to a seated position again. And I would love it if your big pillow, bolster, whatever you have, could go underneath your hips. So the best way to get into this pose is to lay down with a bend in your knees, lift the pelvis and slide the bolster underneath your pelvis. So your butt cheeks are lifted off the floor as well as your lower back. So your pelvis is just nicely floating onto your cushion. And it doesn't need to be thick, it doesn't need to be big or bulky, it could be the thinnest little cushion as long as it acts as a nice wedge. So widen the shoulders, relax the arms, and then as and when it feels comfortable, you can do this 1 foot at a time, eventually lifting both knees up and letting them drop in towards your chest. Now, the pillow should act a bit like a wedge and should keep you in place here. So your feet and legs can be relatively floppy, your knees can be relaxed. And it ends up becoming a little bit like an inverted balasana, an inverted child's pose. Crossing the ankles can be nice. And if you breathe deeply enough, you can get a little bobbing sensation in your legs. So as you inhale, your legs drift away from you, and as you exhale, they come back in. So they can be really buoyant. And then as you inhale, you might want to play with other leg positions, so you can take those feet up towards the sky. Again, make them nice and floppy. Bend those knees, shake the feet. And then see if you can move the feet around a little bit until your legs almost feel weightless. Almost. And once you've got to that point, pause there. Close the eyes. And imagine that you are a waterfall. The tips of your toes are the cliff edge where the river topples over and cascades down your legs. That release, that pull of gravity drawing the water down. Your hips, where the water combines with the body of water beneath, the lake, the continuation of the river or the ocean. And that water creating that energy. And your body, the ever-expanding ripples that slowly extend into calmness. And feeling all that energy from your feet, your legs, your hips, like that cascading waterfall tumbling down to the ground. And then that ripple all the way through your body, your heart and your brain. Creating this sense of gentle release. And you can bend those knees again anytime you like. You can even place the feet back down to the ground. Just taking your time to move from the elevated feet to grounded feet once again. And noticing that difference in the feet, how they feel, the legs, the hips, and even the brain. And then as and when you're ready, lift the pelvis and slide your pillow down underneath your lower thighs and knees. If you've got a little fairy friend that doesn't mind having a foot resting on them, that's good too. But softening and relaxing into your Shavasana. Maybe the palms resting onto the belly, maybe the arms drifting beside you. Letting the eyes close. Feeling the breath. And so you can hear me without me needing to overly enunciate. Let yourself soften into Shavasana. The word Shavasana is made up of two words, Shava and Asana. Asana means pose, means seat, comfortable place. And Shava means a stillness like no other. So as you settle and as you soften into your Shavasana, feeling the body, the asana, resting into its comfort. and a stillness like no other, flowing gently through your body. And when I say stillness, I don't mean nothingness. Shava is closer to non-attachment. So pause in the moments between your breathing. Pause at the top of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale. And feel those moments of stillness. As fleeting as they may be, just let yourself breathe into them. A little bit like a ripple eventually reaching the edge of a body of water. A wave lapping up on the shore. A ripple reaching the edge of a lake. The flowing current of a river softening into the sea. And just let yourself begin to merge with the tiny pockets of stillness that pass through you. Allowing yourself to awaken and arise really gently. Slowly swaying, stretching, hugging, and keeping this gentle connection to the soft, fleeting moments of stillness that catch you and will continue to be peppered through your evening. As you gently bring yourself round and up into a comfortable seat of your choice, be somewhere that you can breathe length up through the spine, soften the slope of the shoulders. Inhaling to circle the arms, gently connecting the palms, and exhale to hug the hands to heart center. And simply set this intention for yourself. When a moment of stillness catches you, be with it. If you see a glowing star out of your window, if you hear the birds settling in their nests, if you feel a gentle drift, let yourself be held in the shava, in that gentle and albeit fleeting moment of stillness. Thank you so, so very much. Closing with an Om and 3 Shantis. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti. May those gentle ripples continue through your evening and your week. Thank you.